What's up, everybody? How you doing? It's your man, Phil Williams, from The Phil Williams Show. How you guys doing? Hope everything's going well. Sorry for the lighting in here. I'm having some lighting issues in the studio, but I don't think that's going to impact what it is I'd like to share with you guys today. How you doing? I hope all is well. How you doing, Chris Watkins? God bless you, bruh. Been checking out a lot of your posts, man. Doing a good job there, man. Travis Matthews. How you doing, Travis? God is so good. Ricky Brown. How you doing? Shinette Baxter. How you doing, Shinette? Hey, thank you for getting those books and getting them to your police department. It is an awesome, awesome idea. Thank you so much, and I hope that idea catches on. Shinette got some Little Jimmy books, and she's going to take them to the police department in her community and try to help out the young people there that obviously need help. Thank you, Shinette. God bless you. That's a great idea. I hope it catches on. How you doing, Huel Croish? I hope I'm saying that correctly. How you doing? Welcome to the Phil Williams Show. God bless all of you guys. And if I'm saying your names wrong, please forgive me. Contributed to my mind, not my heart. But I'm not going to be long today. You know, I should sit here and say what's up to everybody all day long. But what brought me here today is I was looking at a few things, you know, the Supreme Court thing, this right to life thing, which I am. I'm right to life. I am anti-abortion. I am all that. I am a conservative. I am a Christian. I'm also looking at, you know, the Second Amendment thing being sparked up again, you know, these things being objects of people's interest at whatever given time. But more so, I look at how we get into this mode of a different kind of frustration when it comes to these things. And that's what the Spirit touched me to bring out today. Our rights. Our rights. Our First Amendment, Second Amendment rights, you know, right to life, anything dealing with those things. What kind of hit me was this. The cost that it takes to protect our rights. The cost. See, I believe we've been hoodwinked and tricked into a political solution for everything. Everything is politics. Everything's politics. So when we have these right to life issues and when we have these Second Amendment issues, there's a gnat flying around in here. When we get into these issues, we immediately think that it needs a political solution. That's immediately where we go. We're going to use this excuse for why we need to... Dang, what is that? It's bothering me. Sorry, guys. We're going to get into this thing that we got to have a politician do it. This is why we have to have this kind of Supreme Court judge. This is why we got to have this governor's seat. We got to have this senator seat. We got to have this Congress seat because we're looking at it as a political solution. Politics does play a part in our country, but man, everything. See, this is the part that's kind of interesting to me. Have you ever looked at the cost that it takes to elect a politician? Have you ever looked at the cost? Yeah, how much does it cost for someone to win a political seat? A governor, it can be, I'm here in Atlanta. We're having a runoff between two Republicans, and we got this Democrat that's there. She's going to be there, Stacey Abrams, and we got Kemp, and we got other guy, whatever. But anyway, these people are going to spend $50 million to $100 million to elect a governor. And now this governor that they want to elect, whether it be Democrat or Republican, this governor, people are expecting this governor to go in here and do something to bolster their rights or what they think needs to happen with rights or something. They're going to spend $100 million for this kind of solution. They're going to spend $100 million for them to get into office and do the same thing everybody else does. What? What they can't do. Because they don't have cooperation from these people. They don't have cooperation from these people. What they can't do. Your local senator. I was looking at some statistics. Elizabeth Warren's seat cost $42 million for Elizabeth Warren to have her seat. 42 million. Now, let's multiply that by 100. We're talking about $4.2 billion for 100 senators. And we're electing our senators so they can go in there and tell you what they can't do because of the other 99. They're going to tell you, give me $42 million so I can win this seat so I can come back and tell you what I can't do because of the other $42 million seat holders. Now, you want your gun rights. Your Second Amendment rights are going to be paid for and protected by $42 million, and they're constantly under jeopardy. Your First Amendment rights are going to be protected. The babies in the womb are going to be protected if you spend this $42 million per senator. So they can come back and tell you that your rights are in jeopardy. Right to life is still in jeopardy. It's still in jeopardy. This has been going on years after years and years. We are paying. We are giving our treasure to somebody that's going to come back and tell you what they can't do because of somebody else and their money making, money spending. The average congressional seat, $1.7 million. Now multiply that by 430 something. So they can come back and tell you what they can't do. What's 1.7 times 435? That's how much money you're going to spend to protect your First Amendment, Second Amendment right to life. That's how much money you're going to spend. Because you think you got to have a political solution. Everything has got to be politics. You are willing to not only demand that kind of money be spent for somebody to come back and tell you what they can't do because of what somebody else is trying to do, but you're willing to dog another American out, belittle another American, smack jab your neighbor, everything for this seat. Constantly hearing the sky is falling, the sky is falling. We gotta have this seat. We gotta have this person. We gotta make this investment. We gotta spend this money. Our First Amendment rights, our Second Amendment rights, the baby's right to life in the womb. Oh my God, we gotta do this. So they can come back and tell you what they can't do. What brings me here is to show you what we the people could do. If we get off of rights and understand why our rights are in jeopardy and get on to needs. See, let me give you a scenario. The liberals want to take our guns away, right? And one of their arguments is, you don't need this kind of firepower. You don't need this kind of gun in a community. Stupid. It's a dumb argument. Why? Because the person that's stockpiling the ammo or getting the kind of gun or whatever, they're looking at keeping their family safe. Because the person that's violating them in the community has some kind of weaponry that's massive. So there is a need for a person to want to have this firearm and this capability. There's a need. See, now the founding escaped slaves, their thing with the firearm was what? So that the government would never be able to outarm its citizens. That was what the Second Amendment was for. But now that we have this dynamic in our community where somebody sees the need to protect themselves from these criminals and these hoodlums, the Democrats, the ones who create most of this need, but the Democrats come and say, you don't need that kind of firepower. And you're going, I beg to differ. But now you're going to spend billions of dollars to make sure some politician keeps your Second Amendment in jeopardy when I'm trying to show you that we the people can use far less of that money and go impact the person that's creating the need for you to have your firearm. So that you can get back to the real needs you need to have the firearm, which is really the real reason why Democrats are trying to take it. so that you will be outarmed by the government. They're using these Trojan horses of the criminal, which is real. It's real. They're using a Trojan horse of the criminal so that they can unarm American citizens when it comes in comparison to the government, which is the true reason for the Second Amendment. The cost that it takes to go help a child not become this criminal with massive firepower is far cheaper than it takes for you to go pay for some politician to come back and tell you what they can't do because of some other politician. It's far cheaper. How much does it cost what is your max donation? Come on, let's add this thing up. You can be $2,700 max donation. $2,700? You guys do the math. I ain't got no pencil or paper. I'm talking to you. It can be $2,700. It can be $5,000 max thing to a PAC. It can be $10,000 for a local election. The 27 is on the federal level. But a local election can be $10,000. It can be up to $33,500 that you can come out of your pocket and help pay for a politician to come back and tell you what they can't do. Massive amount of money. How much does it cost to get a potential gangbanger into a sports program? Couple $100. So let's just make it exorbitant. $500. Let's make it absorbent. $500 to get a young person involved in a sports program. Get them involved in 3 sports programs a year, that could be $1,500. Giving them something to do that's positive, teamwork, all these kind of things, given to them by an American citizen that's concerned for the future of America. Actually doing something, conservative or Christian, to somebody that needs something conservative or Christian done. Not to wait for some politician to come back and tell you what he can't do after you give him $42 million. $1,500 one child can be involved in 3 sports programs all year round. How much does it cost to buy the firearm? You can spend probably $2,000 protecting your home with firearms. Protecting yourself from the next door neighbor that really that child just needs to be loved by his community and involved in something that is just awesome. See, to protect your rights is expensive through politics, but it's cheaper to provide for people's needs. See, you won't have the need to have a massive firearms if you can go make sure that the people in your community don't want to come in your house and kill you. It's too expensive to keep our rights in jeopardy. We, the people, can go service our community, not wait for a bunch of politicians that's most likely going to sell you out because the $42 million that cost for them to get the election, they'll sell you out for the next big car dealership or the next weapons manufacturer or the next prison industrial complex, for the next business that comes in that will outspend you and they will sell you out. When all we have to do is stop counting on a politician and know what true freedom is and what it takes to meet it. Know that we the people needs to be made bigger by more people. We the people. Not a bunch of panty waist arguing politicians inside of an office. Yes, they can go there and represent you, but their representation of you should be very small. Have them focus on borders and things of that nature, but not on your First Amendment, Second Amendment. See, they should go there and make sure that we, the people, have all the tools that we need to have so that the liberals can't come in and use politics to take away what we, the people, are doing for each other. We should be helping each other. We should be spending our resources on each other. Not on somebody who's going to come back the next election season and tell you what they couldn't do. Let's take Right to Life. See, if we didn't spend $42 million on a senator, that we hope is going to overturn, unfund Roe v. Wade or unfund Planned Parenthood. We're hoping they don't, which they don't. And they're using this word precedent, and they don't want the Supreme Court pick won't overturn precedent. See, that's how politicians do. They get the thing going and then tell you why they can't make it stop. This happens on both sides. They gave us the excuse Obamacare was going to happen because we didn't vote for it. No Republican vote for it. But then when it was all Republicans, then nobody unfunded it. Nobody quit it. Nobody stopped it. Same thing with Planned Parenthood. But if we, the people, take our resources and we go out here into our community and give our children something in their ears that don't say, have sex that makes babies, and you're too irresponsible to understand that, and too irresponsible to take care of it, to where a Planned Parenthood person can come and get in their ear and say, well, you know, you still want to have parties and go to clubs, and you can't do it with your belly all poked out. Well, why don't you come in here and let us cut it out so that you can keep on moving with your life? See, if we, the people, come together and spend our resources, not on $42 million senators, $1.2 million Congress people, $50 million governors, the program to get young people, the music that I create to get young people so they can still dance and be responsible. If we can go in here and impact these children's lives to where they don't even have a baby that needs to be cut out. Why would you want to pay for a politician to come back and tell you what they can't do to save the babies in the womb when we, the people, can do something? It's far cheaper than paying for a politician to sell you out. These kind of things can be done now. Okay, they allotted billions of dollars for the opioid crisis. How is that working out in your community? I have an anti-drug program. I can't get you guys to even support it. It's far cheaper than paying for that politician to come back. Our babies are still dying of drugs. What are we, the people, doing about it? See, this is why I have the phrase functioning conservatism. Because if we're conservatives, we need to function it. We need to produce conservative things. We, the people, not waiting for a politician to do it for us because they're about to come back and tell you what they can't do and why they can't do it. And you spent $42 million for them to come and disappoint you. For $2.4 million, we can have my Jacob's Ladder program around the whole country right now. And then make sure we send a politician in there to protect what we are doing. More so, don't let the liberals shut it down. Don't let the people that need our babies to be strung out on dope so they can be in some kind of rehab center or something of that nature. Don't let that kind of endorphin or that kind of motivation rule the roost. We, the people, can do some things. A politician costs too much. If you don't give your money to the politician and we, the people, come together, and it doesn't take a lot of us. If two people listening to me now, 2 or 3, that's what the Bible says, where 2 or 3 are gathered in his name. He's there. Jesus is there. If 2 or 3 of you guys said, I'm not going to give the max donation to the politician. I'm just going to take a piece of my max donation and support Phil. We can be doing something amazing right now in one state in the country. So if there was 50 sets of 2 or 3 people, which I have more than enough on my friends list. So if we had 50 sets, so if 2 or 3 individuals from your state came together and said, we're not going to give the max donation to this politician so they can come back and tell us what he can't do, he or she can't do. If 2 or 3 of those people would come together and say, we're going to give this money to Phil, we can have an anti-drug program functioning in your state. So that's all we need is 50 sets of 2 or 3 of us. We could do anti-drugs, we could do obesity, we could do character, we could do abstinence, we could do all the things that's plaguing our community right now together as we the people, not depending on government to do anything. Government costs too much. And then you're paying your max donation for either your politician to lose because of this two-party boondoggle. Give your max donation to a politician so they can come back and tell you what he can't do because of this two-party boondoggle. Or go create a third party, which everybody is scared enough to do because of the two-party boondoggle. See, one of our problems is we're still trying to hold on to 2018. You can't see the writing on the wall. 2016 wasn't enlightening enough for you. 2018 is not going to be there for us, especially as conservatives. There's nothing there other than what I'm sharing with you. With functioning conservatism, functioning Christianity, and accountability. That's what we have. It's not to win an election in 2018. It's to change the direction past 2018. Because of lack of functioning conservatism, just lip service talking conservatism, because of lack of Christianity, just lip service Christianity, and because of lack of accountability, is why we are in this two-party boondoggle. There are multiple third parties that are willing, structured, and things of this nature. But to me, the key to that is how we, the people, function. Not asking the third party to go in there and function for us the way the other parties were. We, the people, have to get functioning. And then know that this third party is not the one that has sold us out. That's the beauty of the third party, because they haven't had the chance to sell us out. But the other people have been selling us out. Why? Because we sold ourselves out. We took the responsibility that we, the people, have to keep our freedom, and we put it in the hands of a special interest loving politician that's loving to come back and tell us what they couldn't do for us, and they need another shot. You got to help me keep my seat. You didn't do nothing for me with the first seat. Sounding conservative is no longer can work for us, people. Conservative rating scores can't be good enough. Having a 90% conservative score is not good enough if the 10% has got us scared our Second Amendment is about to be taken away. Have us scared that our First Amendment is about to be taken away. Have us still concerned about Planned Parenthood being funded with our money. A 90% conservative voting record is not good enough if the 10% is screwing us. We paid $42 million to be screwed. We're paying all these billions of our blood, sweat, and tears to be screwed when all it takes is thousands to help the community that makes us feel we have to have high capacity rounds and high capacity magazines. We protect our rights when we go understand our needs. That's the number one way to protect our rights, is when we function conservatism, when we function Christianity, and we function accountability, and go understand our needs. Our babies need more music in their ear other than the music that's telling them to break into your house, to rape your daughters, to sexually malign themselves with married people. They need different kind of music, and we have it. This is what I do. It's actually functioning. But it can't get any support because you're too busy giving your max donation to somebody that's going to come back that can't do a song to save a child's life. Know nothing about it. We cannot complain about this music our children have, and we're not doing something to counteract it. We can't complain about the miseducation of our children in these liberal institutions, and we're not doing something like I am to get into these liberal institutions to help our children. We can't complain about babies being chopped up if we continue to let all the things that's creating babies with irresponsible children Irresponsible adults. We cannot let them to be trained up to be irresponsible and think we're going to stop the belly bloat walking into the abortion clinic. We the people. And it takes a village is not just a cool thing to say. It really does take a village. We have to promote something that gets our children to understand their dreams and how the sexual interaction hampers that before they even have a chance of making a baby. And we have to sow a seed and we have to invest in these children accomplishing their dreams. See, investing in a child accomplishing their dreams is far less expensive than helping a politician have the seat of their dreams. It's far less expensive, people. You can take that max donation and buy these little Jimmy books and do like what Shinette Baxter's doing. Do like what Lynette Sessions is doing. Do like what Peggy Gerard is doing. Buying these books and getting them not only to their children, but children in their community that their children are associating with and speaking to their dreams. The book costs $13. Your politician costs $13 million. People, can't you see this? Can't you see it? We the people. Why are you paying for some politician to keep come and talk to your community? Why don't you foot the bill for Phil Williams to come and talk to your community? Yes, I'm hireable to come and speak to your communities. Share with your communities about functioning conservatism, functioning Christianity, accountability, the proper role of our government, how to keep our government small and keep them powerful at the same time. Why? Have me come and speak. It's far cheaper. I'm not asking for a seat. I'm just asking for a place on the stage. Unless we are so fundamentally transformed, like Obama promised, and we believe that government is the solution. I'm holding out hope, even though I know hope is on life support. That chick is on life support. I'm holding out hope that we as conservatives, the very small number of us, true conservatives, and yes, there's 3 of us in each state. I am holding out hope that we really don't believe that politics is the way to saving our country. Because this thing is already built, the vehicle's already built, the gas money is far cheaper than that butt that you got to keep in a seat. We the people. Yes, there's some people that want to try to throw aspersions. Phil keeps begging us for money. I'm not begging you for money. I'm begging you to help participate with these liberal children. The reason why, matter of fact, if they're liberal or conservative, whatever, these drug addicted kids is breaking in your house. These liberal addicted kids is breaking in your house and terrorizing your community. I'm trying to get you to have me take some of my functioning stuff and come to these babies and help them. I'm not begging you for money. I'm doing what I'm talking about. I just like to be done at another level, so we can help our country like we say we do. What did you do? I ask you this. What did your last politician do for you to create patriotic children in your neighborhood? I'm waiting. Somebody type up there. What thing was passed by your conservative patriotic politician that you can see massively patriotic thinking children in your community? I'm waiting. Exactly. Yeah, there's something to make you feel good as an adult that can cipher through all that foolishness. But it's not impacting your community. Why? Because you feel that you have to have bigger guns. I'm cool with it. Have the biggest gun imaginable. Why? Because the government has the biggest gun imaginable. Outdo their guns. But if you got big firearms in your house because you're afraid of the community, I'm trying to tell you that your $43 million that you pay for your politician is not working. Your 2 million, your 50 million for your governor, it's not working. How are you going to sit there and complain about the debt that you're passing off to your great-grandchildren and great-great-great-grandchildren when you're not passing off something like maybe your grandchildren will have a good friend that thinks patriotic and loves this country and loves this flag and loves the soldiers and loves the troops and loves our Constitution and loves our Bill of Rights and loves our rule of law? And what about those kids? See, that's why you got big guns. That's why your Second Amendment is in jeopardy. Because your max donation is not going to the needs of your community. It's going to a politician that I've already proven. They're not teaching your children to be more patriotic. If you're saying, look to the politician, see, he's a great role model. A role model for what? For costing $42 million to come back and tell you what he can't do? Pay $60,000 for a year so your child can go to a college and come back and tell you what thing of conservatism they're not going to do? You're going to pay all this massive money to send your child to this liberal-dominated education system so they can come back and tell you what flag that they are going to burn? Go hang out with a bunch of kids to tell you what gender your child's not going to be? Or what confusion they're going to be? And then pass that off to your grandchildren and great-grandchildren? That's what's working? I'm telling you, people, we the people can do some amazing things to help our children, to help our future, to help ourselves. And we do not need a politician's permission to do it. We will be living totally inside of the laws because we love them. We will not have some dude trying to circumvent every law that we know because he gave 30 pieces of silver in a tax cut that means absolutely nothing that got taken away with his tariffs. We don't have to be subjected to these Trump trolls. We don't have to be. They can still come on our site, say anything they want to say. Why? Because we're not dependent on this orange dude to come and help our children with opioids. We weren't depending on that. We were doing something. So whatever he does is extra. Whatever the politician does, man, we weren't counting on that. I'm not counting on a politician to save your baby. I'm not. And if you are, you need to support what I'm saying. I'm not counting on a politician to unfund them chopping up our children. I'm going to go out here and get our babies not to produce something that could get chopped up. I want to get our babies to understand their dreams now, before they misunderstand the wrapper of their dreams is saying, take your panties off and let me hit it this way and be my side chick and all that kind of foolishness. It only takes 2 or 3 of us from every state and we can occupy every state with something functioning. And then your favorite politician, watch how they come around to you versus every 2 years telling you to come back around to them and give away your max donation. 3 of my listeners giving their max donation to these causes can have us functioning in your state tomorrow. Or keep spending $42 million to be shortchanged. All I can tell you is like this, people. If you want change, you got to break dollars. The only way you get change is when you break dollars. Period. Functioning conservatism, functioning Christianity, and accountability. Yes, people, that's how we're going to change this direction and not be subjected to what's about to happen for 2018 and beyond. Phil Williams is saying, I'm your man. I've been talking to you guys a long time. And I've been doing what I do a lot longer. Something needs to be done, people. Politicians cost too much. They cost too much. Nothing that I said comes anywhere close to $42 million. Nothing. And then once you start changing the criminal mindset, once you start changing the pregnancy mindset, the things that creates babies, once you start changing these mindsets, then you won't see your Second Amendment in jeopardy. Once you start using your First Amendment, free speech, and get it behind something that's actually functioning, producing something versus just sounding good, you'll see that you won't have to protect that as much either. Hey, that's what I wanted to share with you guys. The reason why your rights are in jeopardy, because you're counting on a politician. You're spending $42 million for a senator, $2 million for a congressman, $50 million for a governor. And they're not addressing the needs. That's what we the people should be doing. Rights are saved by us investing in our needs. Period. Same thing for religious freedom. Go start functioning Christianity, changing people's lives because of how things function. Won't have that many atheists. Won't have that too many people that can hijack the word and tell you anything. If you elect me, we're going to get rid of poverty. The poor will always be amongst us. You're a liar. But we can no longer talk conservative and make some difference. You want change? You got to break dollars. If you like to support what I'm doing, please, I need your support. If you want to be one of those three, I'll be honest with you, I like to see 300 conservatives. You know, the Gideon's Army? I like to see 300 conservatives commit to taking half of their max donation and come together and put their funds in there. And let's put these things that I'm doing all around the country. 300 conservatives. 300. Take half of their max donation. Not count on the politician. Just put it in the pot. We can establish some accountability levers and all those kind of things. We could do that. And put that gas money into my vehicles. And let's go around this country and impact the liberal communities. Let's flip liberals and show them why they want to vote conservative. Don't tell them why they want to vote conservative. Show them why they want to vote conservative. Show them why they want to vote Jesus. Show them what accountability looks like at the same time changing their children's direction. Show them. And then we'll tell them, if you want to keep this going, you have to make sure Washington never stops us. See, we didn't need Washington to do this. So once Washington catches on, they're going to figure out a way to stop us. And that's when we tell them how to vote. They'll vote their self-interest because functioning conservatism, functioning Christianity, and accountability made their life look very interesting. That's how you create change. You got to break dollars and stop sending your dollars to a broken system, thinking you're going to get change. And if you're doing that, the last person that said change, you hear me say hope. The last person that said change. If you believe that sending your money, keep sending it to these politicians, 42 million, 2 million, 50 million. If you think that, then that other person that said change was correct. You are fundamentally transformed because you are not understanding the fundamentals that it takes to keep your freedom. We the people is the fundamentals, not them the government. That's the transformation. Hey, if you'd like to support what I'm doing, go to liljimmydjpaz.jimdo.com. And it's really Jim Do, Jimdo, doing something. Lil Jimmy doing something. Lil Jimmy DJ Paz, LILJIMMYDJPOZ.JIMDO.com. Through our organization, Men on Point, Disciples for Christ, 501c3, been in existence for over 10 years. Tax-free deductible donation button right there. If you like to mail a check or money order, you can write it out to our ministry, Mustard Seed Faith. Mustard Seed Faith, 501c3. You can write it out to Mustard Seed Faith and send it to P.O. Box 3331, Decatur, Georgia, 30031. And if you would like to be a part of that 300 to go around the country, and we're going to do this thing and structure it properly and everything, if you'd like to be a part of that 300, contact me. Let's make it happen. We can do some amazing things before we even see that we're about to have our butts handed to us from a politician in November. We can put our things on a different trajectory. Because God is doing some amazing things through me. I know it. Not trying to be a pastor, nothing like that. But God is doing some amazing things. And if you guys didn't know, I mean, Holy Spirit, through great people, smart people, has Phil Williams in the conversation to be the vice president of the United States. And I believe functioning conservatism, functioning Christianity, and accountability is exactly what we need in the White House. Exactly what we need. I think it's very interesting. And it's something that I'm considering big time. But regardless of that, we the people need to do some stuff for our children. Not these dysfunctional politicians that cost too much. We're paying too much to keep our rights in jeopardy. Period. We got to go ahead and deal with our needs. And our babies need a lot. And we can't wait for it to come through the swamp. Can't wait. Hey, please support this, share this video. And remember this, we may have come here on two separate ships, but we're all in the same boat now. And it takes both the black and white keys on the piano to play the Star Spangled Banner. So peace, love, together forever. Don't worry, be happy and feel that energy. And remember, what you are is God's gift to you. What you do with yourself is your gift to God. Only one life will be passed, but only what's done while you're here will last. We were blessed before we had color. So engage your mind and answer one question. Do you want to take part in helping our children be their godly, patriotic best? Or are you going to always let your rights be in jeopardy by putting your max donations into politicians? We the people, not them the government people. I love you with everything I have. Please support these kind of projects. Let's get little Jimmy in every state. Let's get Jacob's Ladder, anti-drugs. Let's get it. Let's get it. Hey, love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. God bless.